beautiful people. This is your certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about how COVID-19 could actually help you get your ex back. But before I get into that, if this is your first time watching me, a little bit of background. I graduated with my sociology degree in 2006. I obtained my life and relationship coaching certification last year, and I've been working with children and families for over the past 16 years. If you would like to follow more of my work, reach out to me, www.fruitfulseeds.com, or you can follow me and subscribe on my YouTube channel, Coach Courtney Gatlin. Thank you. So I have an email from, I don't know, just some random person, honestly. It is actually a pretty short email, and they just had a really quick question. My ex is in a rebound relationship. Did I make the right decision by letting her go? And my reply was simply, depends. It depends on the health of the relationship. If it was a toxic relationship, unhealthy, communication was poor, dating was poor, the sex was poor, then let her go on and be the next person's problem. Good riddance, right? But if this was something that was a real relationship, you felt like you could have built on a relationship that was longer than, I would say, 4 or 5 months, then, you know, if this rebound relationship that she's in during COVID-19, you know, where we have to actually communicate with each other, and if she's hunkered down with him, she's going to most likely start to see that this guy isn't you. This guy doesn't have the same ability to connect with her as you do. She might start to reach out to you because she's lonely, and when we're lonely, we do what lonely people do. We try to form connections and forge bonds with people. And if you've had a good relationship with her, and you guys were together, and you created memories together, she's going to start to remember those memories. She's going to start remembering that, because that's what we do. When we go experience breakups, we tend to see that person in a better light, especially if you're in no contact. If you haven't been contacting her and she's not following you on anything, and you guys have pretty much cut off contact, she's going to start looking back and seeing the good things that you had. And she's going to start looking at the guy that she's with and think like, wow, now that this honeymoon phase, which is called the limerence phase, where you're feeling all these endorphins, you're feeling all these, you're getting this surge of emotions and endorphins in your brain. Is almost like a high. It's literally compared to, like, you know, being on cocaine. You get that feeling of rush and attachment. Once that wears off, if they're in a COVID, because I always tell my clients, you want to maintain a little bit of mystery with your girlfriend or with whoever you're courting. You want to take it slow. You want to take it day by day. And if you're hunkered down during COVID-19, and if you're the rebound boyfriend, and you're pretty much around her all the time, she's going to start to see your little flaws, your little quirks, and she's going to start to, you know, lose attraction for you, because when you're around somebody so much, that's when you start to get irritated, especially if you haven't established a real connection. If it's just a rebound relationship, if you haven't established a real connection where you communicate well, you know how to speak their love languages, and you pretty much know them really well, then most likely, if they're in a rebound relationship, they're going to start to see that person as a little bit flawed, and maybe a lot flawed. And I released a video the other day about how COVID-19 can help out people in a way, but it can also break people. Because when you're at work, you're working 8 to 10 hours a day, you're mysterious. You know, your spouse will be wondering about you, and particularly your girlfriend will be wondering about you, and wondering, like, I wonder how his day's going. But when you're all around, when you're around each other so close and in close quarters, and you can't move, and especially if they're anxious attachment, and they moved in with you right away, and you guys used to have that free time, now you don't have that free time, you're gonna start to get real irritating really quickly to that person, because that's just human nature. We like our freedom, and especially women. Women like to come and go as they please. They like to not feel smothered in a relationship. And if you're in the house with each other all the time, and you don't have any way to go out and date and court, because that's how I released a video about how to date during quarantine. If you can't take them on dates and go court them the way that you need to, and if you're just basically just Netflix and chilling and lounging around all day, maybe your underarms and breath starts to stink, and they start to catch a whiff of it, and they're like, man, this is kind of getting a little old. This relationship is getting stale really quickly. So with that being said, like, whoever reached out to me, if you want to set up a coaching session, then just reach out. We can do that. You have a good chance. I'm assuming, because that's what's been happening. I've been getting more emails lately. I'm assuming that you're kind of feeling this way because you know that your girlfriend is in a rebound relationship, and she's most likely spending time with the guy. And it can go two ways. If they're shacked up together, she's going to get bored with him. Or if they're not shacked up together and they're taking this thing seriously and they're not, mingling with each other, then they're going to have to base this relationship more towards on their communication skills and how well they know each other. So there's a good chance that she's going to start thinking about old familia, which is you, and she may try to come back to you. So if you want my help personally, please reach out to me on my website, www.fruitfulseeds.com, or follow me on my YouTube channel, Coach Courtney Gatlin. Or if you're on Instagram, go ahead and check me out on Instagram, Coach_Court. And as always, I appreciate you guys' support, and I love y'all.